magic wheel works. You can see these knobs. I'll shut it off for a second. And you can see these knobs in the spiral. It's got a spiral, a continuous spiral that starts at the front and works its way into the center cup. And the knobs break up any clumps that you may have in your concentrates or your material that you're running. We've got it set up in the American River here. You can see there's some Class 2 rapids right above us, and beautiful mountainside scenery here. And just about 2 miles upriver or less from where we're sitting is where the California Gold Rush started in 1849. They discovered gold, Sutter's Mill, and that started the California Gold Rush. So we're on the same river, and we've been getting our concentrates out of some cracks in the rocks up here. And Lila's sitting here eating her sandwich, horning in on my video action. And so what we're going to do is flip on the wheel, and you can see how it works. The spiral grabs the heavier materials, the gold and everything falls down. Gold, any lead sinkers, anything like that, and the black sand falls to the bottom of the spiral and gets carried up to the center of the cup. And then to load it, we just put our material in here on this side, and any of the lighter material will fall off the front, and the heavier materials get concentrated down into our cup in the center. Okay, we've ran this, and we're going to clean out our cup here. Just wiggle it to break the suction, and I'm going to have to move my wheel down the slope a little bit further. I may lose my seat. Then we just dump this in here and hope there's a nugget. And I've got to replace my cup with a better cup too. I've got a new one, I just haven't put it in here because I get too much black sand behind my cup.
See it?
Okay, so we'll rinse that out, and any gold and black sand just fell back down here, so when I start it back up again it'll catch in there. Okay, we are doing the final clean out of all the material that we gathered with the gold wheel, or we concentrated it down, and there are tons of pieces of steel shot that was down in that hole. All these little balls are steel. And those could have been there a really long time. Who knows how long they've been in that hole that I've been working on. I don't know what that is. And the heavier black pieces I keep too, because they could be a gemstone. I'm not really sure what those are, so I keep them, and it's better to keep it and find out later that it's useless than to find out that it's worth something and not keep it. It's fun when they're hard to push around with the snuffer bottle. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but down in that corner there's also some real fine flour gold up in that crack. So what I'm going to do is suck all this up in here. Now it actually picked up my big flake. I'm back. And we are sitting in the Scholl bus going over our find for the 2 weeks that we've been here. I haven't worked every day. I haven't worked very hard. I've just been working on the one crack, which I'll show you a video of at the end. And I wish I had some tools to get down in there deeper, because I know there's more down in, especially the one section that my tools won't reach. But this is all the black sand that we got, which is pretty good considering I didn't run more than probably a total of 3 to 4 full 5-gallon buckets full of material, but a lot of that was big chunks of rock that just had to be washed off, but I went ahead and ran them through my process. So this is what we collected in the Gold Magic Wheel the last day. This is all from pretty much one 5-gallon bucket of material that was down at the bottom of the crack. And you can see there's some pretty good chunks in there. I like these that when you pick them up, if I can pick it up, you drop it and you can hear it kind of clink in the bottom of the pan. And here's another little nugget that kind of plunks in there. So I've got that, and also found some kind of little bead. We'll check that out and see what it is. It was heavy, so it stayed in my pan all the way to the end, and it was one of the things that I was going to pick out right at the end before I used the snuffer bottle to get up my gold. So that's all from one day. Let me get rid of some of this water here. Good thing about being in the bus, rubber floors are handy. I know my gold's not going to fall out. So now we're down to just a little bit here, and you can see it all on that side. And this is all the gold that we've got out of. This was all out of the last round that we ran, about one 5-gallon bucket full through the. It wasn't even a full 5-gallon bucket, but through the Gold Magic Wheel. And then this is all that we've got out of the entire crack since we've been here. And there's a couple of nice little clinker flakes in there. This is a cool little nugget. Luckily, as far as I could tell, there wasn't any mercury on any of this. It's all clean gold. This is the biggest flake as far as diameter wise, but I don't know. This one may actually be heavier because I think it's a little more dense. But there's my two biggest flakes. This is the first gold that I've ever found in a natural setting, and pretty happy with it. Just a couple miles from the original Gold Strike site at Sutter's Mill in Coloma, California. So that's it. We're going to wrap it up and try to find gold somewhere else. This is another quick shot of the all of the gold that we got, and I just wanted to do this shot. My videographer left, but hopefully you can hear this. It's cool when you can hear gold rattling in the pan. This is the crack that I dug on to get all the gold. I started on this end, started on the high end, and worked my way down. And then I got back up under here, and the crack right there that goes back, I think, is where all the majority of the good stuff in that last bit that I ran came from. my tools are 14 inches long and I'm reaching down in the crack that far, but I feel stuff flopping around that I can't get to pull to the surface, so there may be some nuggets down there that I can't reach, which sucks. But that crack was completely covered by big chunks of rock that had broken loose. I didn't break them off, they were already broken loose, I just moved them out. And that's the story of my first gold crack. And the water level in the river came up this morning, and beautiful scenery.